Hey everyone. So yeah, I've been away for quite a while, again. Real life keeps getting in the way, it seems. But anyway, as you can see, I have at least a little bit done on my high-grade red frame. And what I have here are all the pieces that are sort of independent, or they are the pieces that have to go inside of other pieces for which I will then have to remove other seam lines. Like, for example, this little part of the arm. This is the upper arm. Now I've had to remove the seam line off of the middle of that, and I think I did alright. So even if it does show a little bit in the final product, it's not a big deal to me, because this is, after all, just a little high grade. And I don't want to spend my whole life working on this when I've got plenty of other projects. But point being, I need to paint and complete these pieces first before I can take the other parts that would go around that arm bit, and then I need to remove the seam lines from them, because they're also both the internal red bits. And if you remember from any of my previous videos, I said that I was going to be doing all that red in a chrome red. And I've prepared a little bit of a sample piece here for you to see just how that might look. And I know the camera can't capture this as well as I'd like, but I think you get the idea. I mean, it's very, very cool looking. So this is definitely what I want to do for the main red bits and everything. And the process by which you achieve that effect is basically as follows. You lay down a coat of some kind of gloss black or some very dark gloss color, whatever you choose. But black seems to be the one that works best and is most common. But I've used colors like dark blue before, or dark red, and it works, actually. It doesn't quite have the same dark depth of contrast that using a gloss black base would, but it still works. The effect still is there. It just is maybe a little bit lighter. But the most important thing is that it is a darker toned gloss base. So that's the first step. Then you take your Alclad 2 Chrome, you spray light mist coats over that until you get it where you want it. And after that is dried, good long while, maybe a day or more, you put down this candy red enamel. And you go at this very, very slowly, very lightly. If you go too heavy all at once, you ruin the chrome effect. Believe me, I know. So you go a light mist coat and you let it dry. Maybe about 10 minutes, or maybe only about 5, but then you hit it with another light coat. And as you're building the color, as you build a fairly decent base coat of this paint, then you can start hitting it with thicker coats to bring out that super smooth, shiny, glossy candy color. And so that's basically my plan of attack, and that's how I managed to achieve this effect, which again is pretty awesome. Anyway, for the rest of the armor, I'm basically going to be following primarily the standard color scheme with the white and the red and the black and the gray. So I've got a basic flat white here, and I've got a flat gray for like the mid-torso area and stuff. And then I thought I had some flat black on hand, but I didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see about mixing these, at least 2 or 3 of these colors together It's like a darker brown, a darker blue, and a darker green, and maybe see if I can come up with a black out of that. If not, maybe I can dip a couple drops of gloss black into it just to really darken it up. But this might be kind of an interesting custom color at the end of the day. I don't know what it's going to be. But that's the plan in a nutshell. And then there are those few little bits of gold and stuff. And actually, if you look at the scabbard here, the ends of it, there's going to be well, a lot of metallic going on down here. Inside here is going to be all the chrome red, and then there's going to be the gold trim, and then there's sort of like a orange metallic color that's supposed to be on this little crest area at the tip. Now, I don't know if I actually want to do this sheath with all of the clear or the chrome red, because that's going to be really tricky to do. I might actually just paint this whole thing black with some gold accents, because that would be kind of cool. And it would actually look a little more like a traditional samurai scabbard. I forget the technical name. But anyway, the point being, no pun intended, I might do this little bit in like copper or something, and then maybe these gold trim areas in like brass. Maybe do the same thing with these little projections here, or maybe a little gold throughout the lining here, because I think it would just be way too hard to try to mask all of this off and do the 3-step process to get that chrome red. I'm sure it'd look pretty good, but I'm not willing to do that much work just for one part. And I've already put a lot of work into this and even kind of screwed it up. Tried removing that whole seam line, and in these little gaps here I really kind of butchered the thing. Sorry to say, but had to rescribe a bunch of the detailing, but I think it looks passable for now. I guess time will tell when I actually put some paint on here, but I think I like the black scabbard idea mostly. It's going to be easier, and it'll still look cool, and it'll be different from most other red frames out there, which I'm always a fan of doing things differently. So anyway, I think the first thing I'm going to do with the project here is start laying on some gloss black, so that way that can start drying as soon as possible. And then after that is all done, I think I'm going to start putting on some of my more primary colors, like the whites and the gray and the black. And then when those have dried, in the case of parts like the shield here, I am going to mask off the black after that is dried, and I'm going to do the little red bits here in the chrome red as well. I'm going to have to do that for things like the back of the head, parts on the knee, various other little parts here and there. And then after I have done all of the chrome red, I'm going to leave parts masked, and then I'm going to probably top coat all of those chrome bits in a little bit of this all-clad aqua gloss clear. Now this is stuff that has been recommended for gloss coating chrome bits, and I have tested it out, and it does seem to be the best thing for coating chrome. It's the thing that seems to diminish the chrome effect the least. Lots of other chrome or gloss coats will kind of screw up your shiny chrome look. But this stuff seems to preserve it pretty well. The only trouble I've had is just with spraying this. I mean, it's like trying to put water on top of a shiny, slick surface. It beads up, and I'm not sure how to spray this stuff properly, if I'm using the right PSI, or if I'm doing it too heavy, or if I do it too light, it just comes out like a mist coat and it doesn't look very good. But maybe I need to treat it kind of like I treat my candy coats, where I lay down a very thin coat of that first, let that dry, lay down another very thin coat of that again, let that dry, and then just keep building coats as it becomes shinier and shinier. But I guess I'll do some tests on that just to make sure. And for most of the flat paints, if I really even feel like using a top coat, I'll probably use this clear flat from Alclad as well. This stuff has been getting pretty rave reviews, and I think it does work pretty well for the tests I've used it on. But anyway, that is the plan in a nutshell, and I'm sorry I don't have more to show you, but if you want to see another work in progress video, let me know. I can see about putting one up if there's enough demand. Otherwise, I might just go ahead with this project and try to complete it as fast as possible and then crank out a finished product video to show you how it all turned out. But I guess I'll leave that up to you. And so anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you look forward to whatever is coming down the pipe next. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you later, everybody. Shiny.
Fuck it!